Okay, let me make a video. Now, over these past few days, I've been consuming a lot of information related to this project that's it's called the knowledge of it's called the knowledge of the forever time, or anyway, let me just it's by this person called Damon T. Berry, and it's called the knowledge of the forever time. The knowledge of the forever time by Damon T. Berry. He has two channels. One is called Damon T. Berry Filmmaker. And he's got wait a minute, why is it called writer? Oh, that's called Damon T. Berry, right? But it's called filmmaker. And there's another one. Oh, this one's called Damon T. Berry Filmmaker, but the one this it actually says Damon T. Berry Filmmaker. Anyway, so I think this one has episodes 1 to 7 plus other info. And I think you can find episodes 1 to 8 on this one. Wait a minute. Where is it? Does it have buses? What happened to this? Anyway, here's a playlist. I'll share the playlist. It has all the 7. Oh, actually, it doesn't have the. Here's episode 8. Anyway, here's episode 8. Because episode 8 was apparently like censored heavily, and so okay, I'll share episode 8. Episode 8. Here's a link to that, I think. He's also got a movie called Contact 2014. Here. About alien contact. And he's got another series called The Lost Words of Damon T. Berry. Here, here, and here. Okay, I was introduced to this information from here. I was watching this. Yeah, I was watching this, and I just finished watching it. It's like they were talking about the knowledge of forever time. This is actually part 1, but there's part 2. Part 2 is I'm currently still watching, only halfway through. There's part 2 of that. I'm still watching this. So, summary of some key points. In my opinion, in order to get the most out of this information, you have to let go of prior assumptions and beliefs about reality, history, science. Yeah. So let go of any preconceptions or belief systems you have, right? I find the information presented to be of value because it is given by someone who claims he had a series of encounters with beings from the spiritual realms or the afterlife, parallel worlds, like angels, demons, God and gods. And he was not a religious person at all, but and he presents the reinterpretation of cave paintings, pyramids, the pyramids, and the Sphinx of Egypt, to hieroglyphics. Like he after he had this encounter, this kind of visionary moment, he said it. He knew how to read the hieroglyphics, and and paintings. Like I mean, I'm not saying he knew how to read paintings, but he gives you he interprets this in a way which is very, very different to what I've heard people would interpret them, and you will find it very, well, I found it very like, wow, I've never thought of that. You may get the, wow, I never thought of that moment when you watch these series of videos. So what is the idea that's being presented? The Earth has undergone several cataclysms. Humans have been on this planet for millions of years, perhaps 400 million years. I don't know if I count that. There has been many human civilizations that have come and gone. There has been about 30,000 or 40,000 resets of global human civilizations, and some of the remnants of these prior civilizations are these pyramids and anyway. there have been many advanced human civilizations in the past. We are not the most advanced human civilization. We tend to think that they were all savages and all that, but he's saying no, they had advanced technology. Prior humans had advanced technology, such as planes. They had flight and satellites. And I think by implication the UFOs, that's my interpretation. Maybe the UFOs are the aliens, I don't know, but like when you see feathers being depicted in these hieroglyphs and these paintings, the feather symbolizes flight. So this is, and the gods, these people, our ancestors worshipped as gods when they show them having feathers. They were seen as gods because they had flight. Our human ancestors worshipped beings as gods because they had flight. Anyway, and another key thing is like everything, the pyramids of Egypt point to the sun. The sun is a stargate. And it is a portal, it is a wormhole. And it leads to, actually I think it can take you anywhere, but our gods or creators came from, I don't know if it's the Orion, I don't know, I'm not still sure, Orion or the Triangulum constellation. The triangle shape is important because it points to the triangular constellation, and the triangular constellation is the home of God. And you can take God as meaning some kind of an alien or other humans. And the star people are humans from prior advanced civilizations who come back after resets, like when the humanity has been destroyed, and try to nurture, try to develop human society, human civilization. But I think there are competing agendas here. Not all there are competing. They're trying to guide our civilization in certain ways, but I think there are competing agendas. Anyway, there's so much stuff here, man. There's so much stuff, and I think there's a thing called the Great Harvest, crop circles, and it's the Walmich manuscript, and he's saying that the crop circles, the crop circles, they have the image of the sun. What it's basically saying is that humans are the crop who are going to be harvested by beings who come through the sun. And the trigger mechanism for this harvest is technology. When humans develop the technology to travel the stars, which meaning they can access the stargate, which is the sun, the beings who, I don't know, I am these beings will come back to destroy us. This has happened tens of thousands of times, and usually at 5,000 to 10,000 year intervals. Maybe this is why the government doesn't want to release this advanced technology, because if they release the advanced technology, then we all will want to know, well, if we can travel the stars, why don't we do it? But then they will have to tell us, oh, wait a minute, we can't travel the stars, because if we do that, we'll get destroyed. Because these beings are apparently millions of years ahead of us in technology, and we won't be able to fight them. If they decide to destroy us, we'll be destroyed. So maybe in order to prevent them from coming back to destroy us, we should all be kept on Earth. Maybe that's what's going on here. If they tell us the truth about the technology, they have to tell us the truth about this cyclical great harvest, and then no one, maybe that'll make everyone feel bad. Because if people realize we are just crops to be harvested by these beings, people are going to have a very bad day. The religions will be, people will stop believing in the religions, because they'll realize, oh, these religions were set up by these beings to control us and manipulate us, and the society will fall, and everything will fall apart. So they have to keep the technology secret, because if they talk about the technology, they have to talk about the Stargate and all of this other stuff. Anyway, I find this information very compelling, because, is it true? I don't know if it's true, but I find it compelling. I find the information compelling. It's sort of, and he also talks about how he started seeing dead people, and how the dead people are actually living in parallel worlds, and their parallel worlds just like our world, but they can't interact with us. And he seems like an honest person, and he's saying he was persecuted by the government because they said that the information he is presenting is a threat to national security, and they try to destroy his life, his career and reputation, and gang stalking and things like that. So the fact that they're trying to repress him, that itself is a sign that maybe the information he's sharing is credible. Usually when they try to suppress people's information, that's like there might be something there. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not, but I find the information compelling. Maybe the beings he spoke to, maybe the beings are trying to manipulate him or lie to him, who knows. But it sort of jives in with other information other people have said, about there are different layers of, like, different dimensions of reality, and things like that. So I'm still researching it. You can also find, he did some podcasts on, you can find on Fade to Black, Jimmy Church. Here's like some part. I haven't listened to this yet. I barely started, but here's some more information from a podcast. Fade to Black. He had 4 appearances here, but anyway. So I'm still researching this, but I find it very, very interesting. It's like a way of looking at the past in a way I never really thought about this. Like he talks about how the cross is basically like a navigation device worn by these Anunnaki gods, and everything, and the snake is like it's like a plane. A flying serpent is like a plane. If you look at a plane, it's like a winged serpent, and they were trying to communicate to us the people who made the cave paintings, they made it because they were trying to communicate it to us, to the future. The future people, when they develop the technology, they will be able to interpret what all those paintings meant, in order, because then we'll say, oh, these are satellite photos. Like the cave paintings, or those black things are actually satellite. If you look at a satellite photo from the top, the shadows cast will it'll look like one of those cave paintings. That was very interesting.